Welcome to the Email Demon, where we're going to be showing you how to seduce subscribers for an unlimited amount of cash. Now, the techniques that we're going to reveal within the system are really simple techniques. They're just going to give you a short, quick outline that you can actually go and use and take action. How we kind of created these videos was to kind of give you some short videos to show you specific techniques. That way you can watch a video, go take action, come back, watch the next video, and go take action. Because bottom line, if you don't take action with this stuff, you're not going to make any money. And that's why we're all here. So let's talk about email marketing. The first thing I want to get into is talking about the email deliverability of your email marketing campaigns. And what do I mean by that is basically there's a lot of different tools, a lot of different resources you can use to develop a subscriber list or an email list. Now, the thing is, you want to be careful because, you know, if your emails are getting delivered to that little place called the spam folder, then it's not doing any good. So how do kind of email programs like Gmail or Outlook or some of the other email programs, how do they kind of determine spam? Which one of the ways they track IP addresses. So the reason why you want to be careful with the different autoresponder service that you're going to be using is because you want to make sure that whatever service you're using actually has good reputation with some of the internet providers. So think about it this way: if you're using a particular service that is, you know, has kind of a low quality, a poor reputation, and there's gonna, you know, a lot of people are out there using it. It's very common with a lot of the cheaper services or even free services. What's happening is, you know, let's say you make an email broadcast. You're out there gonna, you know, send an email. You have it in the queue, going to be sent to all your subscribers. Well, you know, everybody who uses that service is actually using the same IP address. So let's say, you know, you're number 3 in line in the queue for that particular service to send out broadcast. Well, you know, let's say the first one sends out a spam message to some Gmail accounts, some AOL accounts, some Hotmail accounts, and then the second one again sends out a lot of spam messages, and all those messages are going to get flagged for being spam. Well, those email providers like the Yahoos and the Googles and the MSNs and the different things like that are going to actually track which IP address those emails came from. And on some of the cheaper services, they don't really have departments or ways to go in and try to negotiate, you know, if there happens to be a spam user on their account, to try to get their reputation back up among those users. So what happens with you being third in line, you're going to send out an email, and even though it's not spam, it's going to get flagged as spam because it came through that same IP address of that service, and then you're out of luck. So that's going to really cost you a lot of money in the long run. So basically, the best bet you have when you're talking about the email deliverability is to really go with services that are proven, go with services that everyone is using, because, you know, or not that everyone's using, but services that like the top guys are using, because, you know, they have $1 million companies that, you know, is really dependent on sending out emails, getting sales, getting, you know, being in contact with their subscribers, generating traffic that way. So 3 of the best email services or autoresponder services that you can go through is Aweber, is a lot of people are using GetResponse, which is really good, by Implex. And also another good one that's really coming up in the ranks is called MailChimp.com. The reason why MailChimp.com is so nice as well is because you can, you know, there's a lot of integrations with PayPal. So if you're doing a lot of selling with PayPal, you're really going to like the services of MailChimp.com. So the reason why you want to try to kind of stick within these 3 services is because they actually have dedicated departments that go out there and try to always increase the reputation among other email providers. So if, you know, let's say if somebody on Aweber does, you know, engages some spam activity, well, Aweber has a lot of built-in spam filtering, which usually catches it a lot. But if they don't, if Aweber itself has a problem with emails getting sent to spam with, let's say, Gmail and Yahoo and different things like that, they actually go out there and try to make it right with those providers. So that's the reason why you want to stick with, you know, kind of like these 3, just because these these are, in my opinion, the ones that I found work the best and kind of ensure that the emails always get delivered to the inbox and not to the spam filter. So you want to make sure that you're using the most effective tools to get your emails delivered, or all of what you're about to learn is pretty much useless. So go ahead and check out those different companies, either the Aweber, the GetResponse, MailChimp. If you don't have an account with one of those, go ahead and sign up. They have a lot of free options or very inexpensive options that you can really make, thousands and tens of thousands of dollars on, even some of the lower services like Aweber, which is like, I think, about $19.95 a month. So go ahead and check those out, and as soon as you get that all set up, go on to the next video. Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about how to turn your list into buyers. Because bottom line, it doesn't matter how many people you have on your list, or even the size of your list. If those people aren't buying, then it's not a good list. And so how do we do that? How do we start turning your list into buyers? Well, first you need to kind of figure out what kind of subscriber do you have on your list. And what do I mean by the subscriber? Are they a paid subscriber, or are they a newsletter subscriber? The reason why this is important, because it really is two different mindsets. You have the newsletter subscriber who usually signed up because they want information. They want either updates to your blog, or they want some type of free information. They're not really in the mindset of buying because they didn't buy anything to get on the list. A paid subscriber is somebody who did exactly just that. They just paid to get on the list. This could be either through a product sale, or even through a $1 offer. It doesn't have to be a lot that they paid, but they just paid something to get on the list. And the reason why, whenever you set up your list, you want to keep these two groups separate. It is good to have a free newsletter subscriber because you could get a lot of people that way, and it's really just about casting out a big net and getting as many people as possible, because ultimately, if you follow the email demon process, you're going to learn how to really start turning those free or the freebie seekers into paid subscribers. And the paid subscribers is really where you're going to be noticing a lot of your conversions and a lot of your sales are coming from. Where you might have anywhere between a 2 to 3% conversion rate with your newsletter subscribers whenever an email gets sent out, you can have upwards to almost 40 to 50% with a paid list. Why? Because they bought something. They're in a buying relationship with you. They've already established a trust with you, that they trust exchanging cash or exchanging some type of a money with you. They have a higher trust value. In turn, people only buy from people they know, like, and trust. So if you already have a list that has already trusted you to make that transaction, it's always easier to get repeat business from people who's already paid you than it is trying to convert people who are just, trying to look for free information. Because, free content is good. It's good to get free content. We're going to be going into some detail about how to use free content to really explode your business. But a newsletter subscriber is really just looking for free content. And if you usually try to send them offers, they get a little upset. They say you're spammy, and this is where a lot of your complaints come, because they don't want to buy anything. They just want some free information. But a paid subscriber that's already paid you, they would love and cherish free information. It has a higher perceived value to them because they're already used to paying you to get information from you. Now you're giving it something for free. It has a higher perceived value in their eyes, and they're a lot more grateful. So we're going to get into a little bit into detail a little bit later about how to use the free content, but let's start talking about a little bit of how we can start turning newsletter type of subscribers into a paid subscriber. And it doesn't mean that they have to pay a lot. Like I said, even $1 is something to qualify somebody as a paid subscriber, because they've already raised their hands once saying, yes, I will give you money. And if they've raised their hand once, then chances are they'll do it again. So what can you do? you could basically create $1 offers to get as many people paid as possible. So the newsletter subscriber think they're looking for free information, so sending out maybe a $497 product, or even a $97 video training and stuff like this, that's a little bit of a stretch. You haven't established any trust for your buyers. But basically $1, that is a good entry level barrier. That's a good entry level price, just to get people used to buying from you, because really it doesn't really take as much or anything additional to sell a $1 item as it does a $1,000 item. It takes just the same amount of convincing. If you can get them to pull out their credit cards and feel safe with you, then ultimately you'll win the sale. So it's all about getting people to feel safe with you, and $1 a good offer. And honestly, I've seen a lot more conversions even on a small list, as little as just 1,000 people of paid subscribers. I've been able to outsell a lot of people that have over 100,000 newsletter subscribers. So that's one thing that I would start thinking about. You can create $1 offers. It could just be even creating a report, and instead of hey, giving the report away for free, just say, hey, I was going to sell this for $19.95. Why don't you go ahead and pick it up for $1 since you are my newsletter subscriber? So it does add value. It does add the sense that they're getting a discount and they're getting a deal. That will help the conversions, but ultimately you're just trying to filter in as many people to the paid subscriber status. So newsletter subscriber is still a good thing to have, because you're just casting that big net. Not saying that you're never going to make money with newsletter subscribers, but you'll always see higher conversions coming from a paid subscriber. So go out there, casting that with free newsletters, free offers, but ultimately if they're not willing to spend $1 with you, they're not willing to spend $1,000 with you. So get as many people on that $1 offer. So what I would suggest doing is kind of create a kind of a list. Try to create up to 4 or 5 different ideas of reports you can either do, or even if it's a PLR product, or just something that you can sell for $1. Maybe you already have a product. Well, what about sending a special discounted offer to your newsletter subscribers, the people that hasn't paid anything yet? It'll be worth, yes, taking the hit in the short term, just to start building that buyer relationship, that buyer's trust with them. So start creating your kind of your offers of your $1 offer, and then go on to the next video as soon as you got kind of a list, probably about 4 or 5 different types of offers you can give to them, because not all offers are going to convert with all people. So that's the reason why we suggest kind of getting a list of about 4 or 5. But as soon as you got that list, then go on to the next video. Okay, in this video, we're going to show you how to make your visitors anxiously wait for your emails. And what I mean by that is how to get people actually to look forward to receiving an email from you. So instead of, having people open up their email box and be like, oh no, here's another email from this guy just trying to make money, how can we start getting people to actually want to see what you have to offer, want to hear from you? And one of the things we're going to cover is basically how and why we use free content. And the reason why we use free content is a lot about the top of mind awareness, because it's very ignorant for us to think that we're the only list that our subscribers are on. Of course not. Email marketing is kind of like a war. There's a lot of people fighting for the attention of your subscriber, just like it would be, let's say if you were dating, you find that pretty girl or that pretty boy. But we'll just use a girl in this as this example, since I am a boy. But you find that pretty girl, and you want to, you're interested. You want her to take interest in you. But at the same time, there's a lot of competition. There's other guys trying to go after her. So you need to wind up setting yourself apart in her eyes. And how do you do that? You might send her some flowers. You might send her a gift, or send her a couple of things. And that's really not necessarily to get anything out of it. It's just that way, she takes the flowers home, and then whenever she's at home during the week when she can't see you, she's thinking about you. Every single time she sees flowers, she starts thinking about you and how much she can't wait to be with you. That's why whenever she sees you, it makes that experience all that much more worthwhile versus just being like one of the other guys out there just trying to, just trying to get something out of it. Let's just leave it like that. So what? How does that relate to email marketing? Well, bottom line, we do need to make money with our email marketing efforts. I mean, that's the reason why we're all online. I mean, this is hopefully more than a little bit of a hobby for you, but you have to make money, to put food on your children's table, just like me, to make that better life, to pay the bills. You have to make money, so you need to, send offers every once in a while. But those offers, to kind of think about it in a dating terms, is that is your date. That's your physical connection. That's the time where you get somebody to open up to you and basically hand over a style, a pile of cash. So, but the thing is, the reason why we use free content, it's kind of like sending a flower or sending a note or leaving a letter. It's just something to kind of keep our subscribers, even though we're not there. It just kind of keeps them fresh in in their mind. It kind of says, hey, that's, I remember, man, they've been sending out a lot of free content. Man, this is great. So by the time you get around to actually sending the offer, they're actually grateful. They want to show appreciation of things. I know it sounds a little cheesy, but it works. Believe me, I'm like that. I actually judge a lot of the lists that I'm on by, hey, they're sending out some offers. Well, when's the last time I can remember that they've actually sent something where they weren't asking me just to buy something all the time? When's the last time? And usually if I can't think of a recent time where they sent me something, I usually unsubscribe. So that's why we use free content. It's just to really kind of keep us fresh in the minds of our subscribers. That's what sets it apart. So when all the other people are out there just trying to get them to buy something and annoying them, they're really going to take notice to the people who are sending out the free content. And then by the time whenever that person sends an offer, chances are they're going to get a lot higher conversion rate. And I've said this, hundreds of times, that basically if you give away 90% of what you know, you'll get rich off of the final 10%. See, a lot of people try to give away 10% and save the 90% to, try to get people to buy it. But actually, if you reverse that, you're going to be making a lot more money. If you give away 90% of what you know, and you'll literally make a killing off of the final 10%. Why? Because you're developing that relationship. You're getting people to trust you. And, they're going to show their appreciation and want to buy from you. So basically, the final point before we close is, really don't focus on selling with your email marketing. Focus on making best friends. See, if all you do is treat your email subscribers whenever you create emails like they're your best friend and you just develop a relationship with them, then, the selling is going to handle itself. But if you go out there and do nothing but try to sell to them, you're going to ruin the relationship and you're going to wind up not making any money. So that's it for this video. As soon as you're ready, just go on to the next video. Okay, now we're going to get into 2 questions to ask before you write a single word. These are questions you should always ask yourself before you even think about sending out an email. This will just ensure that you stay on topic, you stay focused, and you're getting maximum results. So the first one is, what is the benefit to the subscriber? What is really the primary motivation in this email? How is this email gonna benefit the subscriber? So what you're going to do, you're going to just either in a notepad or a piece of paper or whatever you use for your brainstorming, it will just write it down. Say, well, this is going to help the subscriber, quadruple income within X amount many days, or whatever it is. This is going to help the subscriber get a lot more Twitter followers, or whatever it is. You need to write down the benefit. Go in with the idea of saying, okay, this is how this particular product or whatever I'm offering is going to benefit the subscriber. Is it something free or given away? So the benefit would be the subscriber is going to learn how to do, how to quadruple the conversions rate in 30 days with this free report. Whatever the benefit is, write it down. The next question you're going to ask yourself is, what is the desired result? What is the result? What do you want the subscriber to honestly do? Are you trying to sell something? Are you trying to get them to follow you on Twitter? Are you wanting them to click through, go to your blog and subscribe to RSS feed? Are you wanting them to click on a link to download the PDF? What is the desired result? So you're going to first ask, what is the benefit to the subscriber? Why should I be sending this email out? And honestly, if you can't answer that question, if it's more or less about how it's going to benefit you, well, of course I'm going to send it out because I want to make money. Well, you can't think like that. You have to think like, okay, the subscribers there, how is this going to benefit them? Because they're going to be thinking, okay, what is this? What's in this for me? Why should I do whatever this email is telling me to do? And if it's really self-motivated on your end, then you shouldn't send out the email because you're going to do nothing but hurt your credibility. Now, if it's something that you clearly have a benefit, you're clearly sending out something that's going to help the subscriber, then by all means, follow the rest of the email demon method, and then you're going to start seeing a lot of conversions come from it. And of course, you want the desired result. You want to have a clear, precise definition of what the whole purpose of this email is supposed to be doing, whether it's a download, whether it's clicking through to another site, opting in, the buy-in. What do you want them to do? And the reason why is because the two most powerful keywords in sales copy, and especially in email marketing, is brevity and simplicity. You want to keep things brief and keep things simple. What I mean by that is you need to cut out the useless rambling, and you do that by keeping things simple. Don't use 100 words when 10 words would do. Keep things simple and brief, because now with everything else going on, especially in email marketing, you have less than a second to capture their attention before they might have 100 different emails they have to read. There's a lot of stuff going on. Phones are ringing. It's a busy environment in the mind of your subscribers. So you have to keep things brief, and you have to keep things simple, and staying focused and having a clear, concise outline of why the heck you're even sending this email is the best way to accomplish those things. So what you're going to want to do now is, because you kind of gathered a list of different offers, $1 offers that you could use to start turning your newsletter subscribers into paid subscribers. We'll start kind of putting action to these techniques and start asking yourself, okay, how is this really going to benefit the subscriber? Write it down. Okay, what is the desired result? Is it downloading something? Is it going through and paying for something? Write that down. And then, and focus your whole mindset, getting brevity and simplicity just ingrained in your mind. Always look for ways you can trim the fat in your copy and in your writing, because again, most people, if they get bored, they get annoyed, and if they get annoyed, they unsubscribe. So that's it for this video. As soon as you're ready, go ahead and go on to the next video. Okay, now that we got a good foundation laid for your email marketing efforts, let's go ahead and just jump in and start writing some emails. Basically, the two questions you should ask is, what is the benefit of the particular email that you're sending out to your subscriber, and what is the clear, distinct call to action? What is the desired result you want them to take? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. Now, the subject I usually leave till the ending. I like to put that as kind of like the cherry on top, because I like to kind of tie that into the email. And a lot of times as I start to write the email, it changes from what I originally thought it was going to turn out to be. So I kind of just, leave the subject till the end, because I kind of like to play with a couple ideas. So let's just kind of jump right into the body. First thing you probably want to do is just, go ahead and do kind of an intro. I always personalize it in Aweber. I'm in the back office of Aweber. You just want to, kind of use their, if you go to the personalize tab, and then I always try to make sure to click on the personalize, and then click on the option like that. I know some people, they get in a habit of writing the emails. They try to go really fast. They might think that they get, this particular coding, which basically what it does is just imports the first name of the email database of the subscriber. So people try to get really fancy and fast and, type it itself, and then they just hit submit without actually testing it. And more than a couple of times, you receive it where it looks exactly like that, where the email database didn't pull the name. It just says, hey, first name, underscore fix. And it just really makes it look really unpersonal, and you lose a lot of points that way. Every time I see that, it just kind of smacks me back to reality and makes me think, oh, okay, I'm just on the email list. It kind of loses that personal touch, and then the person has to work hard to try to regain that relationship with me. So it's always good just to make sure to avoid user error and just go, just make sure to click on it. So now that you got your intro, just hey, the first name, you could do hi, whatever you like to do. Most of the time, the first couple of emails that I send, I'll try to be a little bit more formal, because you have to think of email marketing like you would just developing any other type of relationship. You just don't start talking to people, in a casual, leisure way right off the bat. Some people might take offense. So you have to really kind of fill them out, develop a relationship first, let them get to know you. Then you can start kind of, talking in a little bit more casual way. So you could either start off hi or hey. So now the next line, this is what I always do, and it's for a couple of reasons why I do it, which I'm going to get into a little bit later. What you're going to want to do is think about, what was the benefit? That question that I had you answer. So what is the benefit of this entire email? What is the person going to learn? Or how are they going to benefit from you sending out this email? So let's say with, the email demon, it is, the benefit is learn how to make $705 in 1 hour with one email. Okay, so that is the benefit. But let's look at it. It's more of a statement. It's more of a sales statement. It basically starts off kind of making you feel like you're being sold to. And plus, what I like to do, I really like to qualify and get the person to really start engaging into it. And the easiest thing is just to really ask questions. So you ask questions that are really close-ended. You ask questions that they can't say no or disagree with you about, but you just ask questions that kind of get them to engage into the email. So, you want them to engage into the sales activity without actually being without them actually feeling like they're being sold to. And so ask them questions. So if this was the benefit, learn how to make $705 in 1 hour with one email. Let's make that into a question. So how would you like to learn, or we could just say, would you like to learn how to make, with one email? Okay, so now we're getting to someplace. So, hey, first name, would you like to learn how to make $705 in 1 hour with one email? Okay, that's pretty good. And there's a couple of ways. So pretty much how I always start my emails off is asking question. And you can do one of a couple of options. You want to have your benefit pretty close. You can actually do a couple of different options that we're going to get into. But let's just stick to this one technique really quick. So would you like to learn how to make $705 in 1 hour with one email? And then, so that is the benefit. The only other thing you need to do is the call to action. You can be like, if so, then give them the concise call to action. So if so, then simply check out this link. You're going to input whatever link or they offer. Demon. com. I'm just going to show you this one and kind of explain why this is going to work. Well, first of all, you got the name. Then, would you like to learn how to make $705 in 1 hour with one email? Basically, what that does is that pre-qualifies to people too, because if they don't have an email list or if they don't have a subscribers list, then it doesn't necessarily apply to them. So they're not wasting their time reading a long email just to get frustrated and potentially unsubscribe, because people only unsubscribe when they get frustrated or annoyed or bored or just something like that. So you're getting short and to the point. Would you like to learn how to make $705 in 1 hour with one email? If so, then simply check out this link, or simply, if so, then simply, you can say click this link, and then give the link to the offer. So let's say if this was a Twitter product. So what would we do on the Twitter product? We're not, we're by no means done with the email. I'm just going to take it step by step. But what you're always going to want to do is start off with a benefit and asking a little bit of a question. If you're telling them, it's more like you're selling to them, and then that decreases your conversion rate. You just want to ask them and engage them. And if they're not interested, then guess what? They can move on and they haven't wasted a lot of time. So you're basically within the top fold of the email. You're giving them a strong benefit. You're giving them, a distinct call to action, and then you're just giving them a link. You're not making them scroll down, read a bunch of useless information, just to click on a link. You're giving them everything within the first couple of glances, because somebody can open this up and be like, "Would you like to learn how to make $705 from one email, an hour with one email? If so, simply click this link." Okay, so that it's something somebody can skim, especially if they're busy. You're respecting their time. So this is, one of the techniques that's actually that changed the whole entire way I started doing my marketing efforts with email, and it started really increasing the response rate is whenever I just started really respecting the people's time. I didn't make them do a lot to get, to try to find out what the point of this whole email was. I didn't make them read 500 words or 300 words to get to a link. I basically started making it clear, concise, very short to the point, because you have to think, all these people, they might be at work, they might be coming home trying to catch up on emails, they're stressed out from a busy day, they don't want to read yet, they're not in that frame of mind. You just want to get people, whenever they're skimming through their emails, they're within, because everybody reads probably about the first 2, 3, 4 lines of an email. So you want to basically give almost a complete sales message, and this gives everything that you need, basically a strong benefit and a call to action, because honestly, the email isn't what you're supposed to use to sell. You're just basically supposed to get the curiosity and lead them to either a pre-sales page or an offer page, which we'll get into a little bit, further in some of the other videos. But the goal of the email isn't to sell. It's just to get people to the place to where, the site or whatever the offer is, and let the offer do what it's designed to do, and that is to convert the prospect. So that's what a lot of people try to do wrong. They try to make the email marketing efforts just everything. They try to, create an entire sales page within their emails. They try to, just do way too much with it. And the only thing you should ever do with your emails is to give them a couple of strong, compelling reasons why they should click a link, and then make the link go to a place where it's going to convert them into money. So this is basically what you want to do is, let's say if this was a Twitter product, be like, how would you like to increase, how would you like to learn how to increase your Twitter following by 547 followers per day? If so, then check out this free report. Or whatever it is. It could be a free report that you give. It could be a paid report. Basically, you can be like, now that basically, how would you like to learn how to increase your Twitter following by 546 followers per day, or 546 followers within 24 hours? Then if so, then simply click on this link. So again, you're given what is the benefit of this email. The benefit of this email is going to be like, how would you like to do something? How is this email going to make your life better? So this is something that I want you to do with those basically either product you have or with those $1 offers that you created, that you're going to basically get your newsletter subscribers onto your paid subscriber list. And basically you're going to start crafting your email. So I would just start flirting with a couple of these ideas, no matter what it is. Be like, would you like to learn how to get PPC traffic for 14 cents a click? If so, then simply click on this link. So you're saying, I mean, honestly, you can almost make a very powerful campaign just sending out different offers like this. Be like, would you like this? If so, you're pre-qualifying the people by stating the benefit. You're saying, well, if you're interested in PPC traffic, then go ahead and click on this link. So you're only getting people that are already basically saying that they're interested in whenever you have an offer, and you're basically sending them to the link. Of course, you're not going to put email demon in there for every link, but basically that's a good way to pre-qualify. So only the people that are actually interested in that offer is going to be clicking through that link. So it's a great way to start pre-selling, pre-qualifying. So this is basically your job right now. It's just to basically start crafting a couple of emails, think about the benefit, write the question, and then give a simple call to action. And then as soon as you got that done, go on to the next video. Okay, so now we got the benefit and we got the complete, concise call to action. So what is the next step? The next step is kind of giving a reinforcement that they're making a good decision by clicking that link. So you're just going to reinforce the call to action with a strong, compelling reason, or just, you kind of elaborate a little bit more on the benefit. So right now we have, would you like to learn how to make, $705 in 1 hour with one email? If so, then simply click on this link. It's short to the point. That way you start getting people to click on the link. Then all you're going to basically be like is, just to add a personal statement. What I like to do is to really add, some life experiences. It gives me a chance to really bond to my list and to really take it out from just trying to sell to them. Even in a way like this where it doesn't really feel like selling, but it gives me a chance to get them to know me a little bit better. And the more you can personalize your business, ultimately the more successful you're going to be. So what I like to say is, would you like to learn how to make $705 in 1 hour with one email? If so, then simply click this link. Then it's the link that says, then I just try to do a real life experience. I remember back when I started in internet marketing, or actually it's an email product, so let's get specific. I remember back when I started trying to make money off of emails, and I just failed miserably. So what I do here, I had the benefit, I had the strong, compelling call to action, because what a lot of people are going to do, they're just going to skim over this really quick and just click the link. But then what happens is, for those people who want to read and want to get a little bit more information, you just kind of back up. It doesn't have to, see, that's the thing a lot of people don't realize. They think, you have to try to study, use all these hidden commands and all these, NLP and all these fancy trickery whenever it comes to email, and it's really simply not true. Some of the best emails you can do is just simply just talk to somebody like you would your best friend. Don't try to be salesy. Don't try to really even think of what is proper copywriting, and even if it sucks, that adds the essence of believability, and that believability is always going to increase your conversions. It sounds like a real person talking. It doesn't sound like a fancy, hyped up pitch from an infomercial. So even, there's a million and one ways. I know the copywriters watching this email is going to be like, no, you could say this better, you could say that better. Yes, you could reword this a million different times. But I'm just showing you, I mean, this is an email that's taken 10 seconds to write, and it's ultimately always going to get a very high response rate. I'm not really thinking about, fancy copywriting. I'm not thinking about proper structuring of different things. I'm just honestly thinking about, here's a benefit. You're going to take it whether you want to take it or not. Or if you want to take it or not. I'm not going to force you to click on this link. I'm not going to try to persuade you. You're not going to, go broke if you don't click on it. Here's just something that's going to benefit you. And then, I know and basically just say, I know from personal experience that this works because I've already bought it. And so you can even say that. It says, I remember back in the day when I started trying to make money off of emails, and I just failed miserably. No matter what I would send, no one would buy until the day it clicked and I saw the magic happen. The result was $705 within the first hour. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get the same results. And this is a long email that I would write. And then what you could do is always reinforce it again with another email. But basically, let's say if this wasn't your product, if this was just an affiliate product, what would you do? This is what I would honestly just suggest doing is, basically put in your benefit. What is the benefit of that product? What does the product headline state? You're going to give them a link to follow. And then what I would honestly suggest doing is buying the product. And what you're going to do is, you're going to say, I know from personal experience that this product is amazing simply because I just bought it. It simply, or it flat out blew my mind. So if you want to make some cash with emails, this product is a must-see. So let's say if you were an affiliate for something, basically you're going to give a strong benefit. How would you like to learn how to make whatever it is, or how would you like to increase your Twitter following, or how would you like to get cheap PPC, or how would you like to dominate CPA, or how would you like to uncover the hidden mysteries of whatever the secret benefit is? So it always starts off with a benefit. It always starts off with a complete call to action. What you're going to do is then add, or you're going to reinforce that call to action. If it's your own product, say, simply say, hey, back whenever I was in your position, I know what it's like being in that position. Yeah, and this is what this product has allowed me to do. It's all about, relating to them on a personal level. And even on here, like on an affiliate, let's see if you're doing an affiliate offer, basically be like, I know from personal experience that this product is amazing simply because I just bought it. It flat out blew my mind. So if you want to make cash with emails, this product is a must-see. Then, again, reinforce the email. So check it out. And let me know what you think. Again, you're asking them for feedback, response. You're asking them like they've already, basically they're already going to go check it out. You're going to be like, hey, whenever you go check it out, whenever you go buy the product, just simply, reply back. Let me know what you think. So again, this is a very subconscious technique that gets people to already put them in a state of, people are expecting them to do something. It's just kind of like, a simple way of adding peer pressure. And believe me, it sounds simple, cheesy, and and whatever, but it works. So this would probably be a good start to start crafting some of your emails as of right now. What you're going to want to do is, again, what is the two questions you're supposed to ask? What is the benefit? How is this going to make a difference to the people buying it? And what is the desired result? And that's to simply click on the link. So you're going to basically just state the benefit in a question format. Would you like to, or learn how to make, or how? You say, how would you like, there's only so many different ways of asking the questions. So, how would you like to learn how to make $705 in 1 hour with one email? If they're interested, they're going to continue. If they're interested, they're going to click on the link. And whenever they click on the link, they're already telling you they're interested, so that they have an increased chance of buying, which is going to increase your conversions. If they're not interested, they're simply going to get out of the email. You're qualifying within the first sentence. That way you don't have people reading emails that simply shouldn't be reading them, or it's not going to benefit them. And then just, all you have to do from that point on is to reinforce the call to action. Give a couple of more benefits. You can say, another good technique you can do is basically see like the top 5 things I learned from the product when I bought it is, then you just label, list a couple of bullet points. Bullet 1, bullet 2, bullet 3, and just list 5 different things. And guess what? I mean, yes, you should probably buy all the products. You never want to go out there and lie to your subscriber list, because that's not a good way to start a relationship. But guess what else has bullet points on it that you can probably, if you're in a rush, get some bullet points to write your emails. Well, that's the sales page. So if you're doing an affiliate offer, this is a great way. It kind of acts as kind of like a mini review. So let them, the copywriters who's already did the hard work crafting the copy, just use it to your advantage. So you can kind of do like a mini review. The top 5 things I learned from the product when I bought it is, then give a couple of bullet points which you can get from the sales page. Another thing that you can do is, kind of do what's going to make it very believable, and increase, again, just that credibility is you gave them a good, strong to action. You can even throw, they're going to have some doubts, and you can say, the only thing that I didn't agree with is, and then state something you didn't agree with if there's something in there that you didn't agree with. But you can say, but the rest of the information was priceless. And again, so what are you doing? You're just adding that believability. You're keeping it short to the point. And honestly, you don't ever really want to send any emails where you're making people scroll. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But if the more that they scroll, the lower your conversion rates are going to become. So that's it for this video. Go ahead and start, writing some different reinforcements to your call to action that you wrote in the last video. So you got the benefit, you got the call to action, and now you need to reinforce that call to action. You need just a couple lines. Don't make it too long, but you need a couple of lines that's just going to, kind of push them over the edge if they haven't thought about clicking. And most of the time, it's just there for that few, about 10% of the people reading your email, because most people are just going to read the strong benefit and just simply click on the link, especially when you start training them how to click on the links like we're going to show you in a little bit. So that's it for this video. As soon as you're ready, go on to the next one.